Hello all those on YouTube. I am doing a video game franchise list. I'm not going to do all of them because there's some that I haven't actually fully played through, but we'll go through quite a bit. So I've seen a lot of controversial takes on Twitter, social media, stuff like that, and I'm pretty certain some of them are just trolls, but today we're going to go through my list. And I'm going to expect a little bit of hate for some of these, but I'm going to say, I'm going to go through them as in order as possible. You know what? Street Fighter, very good. It's one of those franchises that you just know of. Obviously, they've made characters like Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, Bison, Guile, characters like that. Like, seriously, nearly every gamer should have known and heard about Street Fighter by now. Red Dead. I've not fully played through it, but I know a lot of people love Red Dead. But until I have to be honest, in my opinion, it's very good. Again, hasn't laid like the masterpiece groundwork for what other franchises have done. For example, Resident Evil on the list here. But again, Red Dead Redemption 2 is a masterpiece. If this was a video game list, Red Dead would be a masterpiece. But unfortunately, my only experience has been Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2. I've not touched Red Dead Revolver or the other games. Halo. Over the years, I found myself thinking, yeah, it's good, but it's alright. Well, to be fair, it should be mid for me, I think. I mean, again, I may get some hot takes, but over the years, I found like that Halo is just trying to repeatedly not... How can I say it? But again, I think it's alright. It's not bad, it's not a masterpiece. I mean, back in the old days of the Xbox One, and I mean the original Xbox, a lot of people loved the multiplayer and praised Halo. If it was the franchise that it was back then, it would be in the very good. I mean, to be fair, I could put it in the good because I loved Halo 1, 2, 3. I loved the multiplayer of 5 because it had a unique system. So, next, I've played Grand Theft Auto throughout my entire life. To me, I think it's a masterpiece of a franchise. It's the ultimate sandbox to me. For where you start fucking driving cars, you can blow stuff up. Especially with GTA 5, with the online, it's made Grand Theft Auto just so accessible. Like, I just find it so much fun. I really do think Grand Theft Auto is like one of the masterpiece franchises. Mass Effect. If they didn't, here's the thing. I'm gonna put this in good again. It's got a good storyline. It's got loads of unique characters like Liara, Shepard, Garrus, Rex, and stuff like that. Loads of memorable races as well. And I feel like the gameplay is fantastic. The only reason why I put it into good for is because with the controversial ending of Mass Effect 3, obviously people weren't happy about it. And another thing, I really think Andromeda could have been better, but obviously that went. But 1 and 2 were great. Again, if this was solely based on a video game inside that franchise, 1 and 2 would probably be up in the masterpiece. But again, that's just me. Mass Effect, I feel, is good. It's not bad. It's not mid. I enjoyed the multiplayer on Mass Effect 3 as well, so again, fantastic. Sims, I think everyone and their grandmother and mothers sisters, brothers love The Sims. And again, half of these I will not be putting into never played, but it's in my list or never played, because here's the thing, I may get around to it. And I will base this on its reputation as well. But The Sims has always been like a top tier franchise. I mean, you have a lot of content creators that usually don't play video games, that just love to play The Sims and stuff like that. And it's amazing. Especially when you just put somebody in a room and set them on fire. You know who you are, just don't lie. But next, Castlevania, I think, again, you know what? I've never played the franchise, but I know it's popular enough to be in the masterpiece. Obviously, a lot of people love this franchise. Dracula, Alucard, and stuff like that. And I'll maybe get around to playing it one day. I mean, I love vampiric stuff. So, again, yeah. Resident Evil, absolutely up there. I love the Resident Evil franchise. It is no doubt one of my favorite franchises of all time. Yeah. So, you got Resident Evil 1. The original had the cheesiest, worst dialogue ever, but that made it so good. And the gameplay of like the original 3 Resident Evils, 1, 2, and 3, the survival horror, picking up stuff. With Resident Evil 1, you had the dogs coming through the windows, stuff like that. And again, I could go through a lot of the franchise of this. Resident Evil 2, one of the best survival horror games ever made. 3, Nemesis, the OG, one of my favorite Resident Evil games, and one of my favorite games just because of the looming presence of Nemesis. I've got a speedrun time on this game on the speedrun.com leaderboard, which you can find on my channel somewhere. Resident Evil 4, and I'm talking about not just this, but like the original, but the remake. Both absolutely fantastic games. I just haven't had the chance to try and get an S Plus run in for RE4 remake. But I do want to. But again, yeah, Resident Evil 5 and 6 could have been better. 5 is not as bad as I think people make it out to be. 6, yeah, it was terrible. But they went back to their survival roots with 7. With the survival horror, people said, oh, it's Outlast. It's not like Outlast. In Resident Evil 7, you've got guns, you've got gunpowder, you've got an inventory. You had to manage your items straight away. And plus, Resident Evil 7 in VR, one of the most terrifying experiences ever. Village, again, it was alright. It was good, but it wasn't the best. And then, obviously, with the remakes of RE2 and RE4, again, fantastic games. RE3 remake was a little bit disappointing, but it could have been better. Now, King of Fighters, I don't think I'll ever play them games. I mean, I might one of these days, but I'm just not one of them big fighting game fans. Right, I don't know what that is, so I'll leave that. Mortal Kombat, again, just like Street Fighter. I'm not a big fighting game fan, but Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, the 2 most iconic fighters that you'll probably ever get in your entire life. Mortal Kombat, famous for its fatalities. If you haven't played Mortal Kombat 10, I think that was the last one that was released, or 11. Doesn't matter. The recent one I play, RoboCop, Terminator, fuck, all them, all brilliant fatalities, brilliant gameplay, brilliant. Just, I love it. I love Mortal Kombat with a passion. Battlefield, you know what? I'm basing this on the good Battlefield games. The Battlefield games I've played. Bad Company 2, fantastic shooter. I used to love sniping on that game. Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, brilliant with its destructive environments and so on. I never got a chance to play much of Battlefield 1 or Battlefield 5. There's a dog outside. Ignore that. I didn't play them too much, and I think they were alright, but not in my taste. And Battlefield, what was it, 2042 that released in recent years? A terrible start, a terrible launch. I think it's improved a little bit, but again, that's why it's good. Now, I'm gonna get a lot of maybe some flack for this. Medal of Honor mid. The reason being I say mid is because ever since, I can't remember when the last Medal of Honor came out, but I don't know what it is with EA and avoiding this franchise. Battlefield became the new Medal of Honor over the years. I think that's just been the case for me. The original Medal of Honors and Frontline, masterpiece games. But unfortunately, as the years go by, Medal of Honor has died down in a kind of mediocre franchise that nobody has ever touched for a long time. And yeah, and I'm sorry if you like Medal of Honor, if you love Medal of Honor, don't get me wrong, I like it, but unfortunately it's mid to me nowadays. Now if they release new Medal of Honors, I could see it going up, but unfortunately until then, I really have nothing to say. Minecraft, I'm going to say this from a point of view where it's creative and made a lasting impact for younger generation of gamers. It's up there. It's up there. Would I call it masterpiece? Maybe not. But in terms of its popularity and you see a lot of like stuff getting sold, it's up there. It's up there. Forza, you know what? It's up there as a very good franchise. I loved racing in them games. I loved racing in Forza 3, 4, and 5. Forza 2 was my first... No, actually, Forza 1 was my first entry. Fun fact, I actually played Forza 1 in a music lesson at school. Don't ask how that came about. I just pretty remember playing Forza 1. But yeah, I think it's good. I think it's very good. And I enjoy racing my friends once in a while, even though they're so much better than me. So, I'm going to say this now. Call of Duty, it's in the good section. It's not great. It's not masterpiece. The reason why I say this is because over the years, it's just been Modern Warfare, Warzone. You might get a World War II game. Again, nowadays, it's kind of hard to put where I love or hate Call of Duty. I don't play it as much as I used to. But again, I have... It's good. It's good fun, especially when you're playing with friends. Doom, I think, is a masterpiece. If it wasn't for Doom as a franchise... we probably wouldn't see as much gore in video games, especially when they rebooted the franchise with, like, the 2016, I think? I can't remember, but still, it's in that territory of masterpiece. I'll put it on, you know what, I'll put it above Minecraft. It's not going to be, like, in an order of such, but I'd say Minecraft is at the bottom of masterpiece. Guilty Gear, I never played, but you know what? I would give it a try. It looks fun. It's an Arxis game. I would be up for it. Persona, never played it, but it's in my list. I want to try Persona 5. I can't tell what that is, but I'm just going to avoid it for now. Wolfenstein, you know what? It's hard to say. It's on the borderline of good to very good, in my opinion. I just love playing a few Wolfenstein games. I haven't played all of them, but again, I'd say it's good to very good. I have nothing else to say about that, but yeah. Devil May Cry. you know what? I have to do this. It's a masterpiece. The gameplay, the stories, characters, Dante, Virgil, Mundus, Lady, Trish, Nero, V. And I'm basing this just all on 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Kyrie, shit like that. Again, the combat system is so good that even Final Fantasy 16 is taking the combat director of Devil May Cry 5, I think it was. He's working on Final Fantasy 16. I haven't looked much into much of Final Fantasy 16 because I want to play that game as blind as possible, no trailers, stuff like that. But yeah, Devil May Cry, I love playing that game a lot. You can just be stylish with your attack moves. You've got all sorts of weapons like swords, fists. You've got a guitar weapon. You've got so much more. Bikes. There we go. Bayonetta. Never played, and the worst thing is, I probably never will. And don't get me wrong, I think it might be a great franchise, but if I haven't played it or might not get around to it. Elder Scrolls. Considering the amount of times they've milked Skyrim and have teased, well, they only teased Elder Scrolls 6 like once over the last few years. And don't get me wrong, I think Elder Scrolls Online is I've not touched that game much, so I'd have to try it again. But until, I mean, if Morrowind, Oblivion, and the originals go by, Elder Scrolls would be very good. Lego, depends on what we're talking about with Lego. Are we talking about all the games in particular? Because I played the Lego Skywalker Saga, and I think it's fun. It's tons of fun. But would I put it in very good? Probably not, but I'd probably put it in good. It's good fun. Now, Fallout. Now, again, it's going to be based on me playing. This one will be based on the ones I have played. So Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 76. I have attempted to play the original 2 or 3 games, and I will try and get around to them. But I think Fallout is definitely up in the very good stuff. Now, Super Mario. Considering its impact in gaming, and right now, obviously, the Super Mario Brothers film out right now, you cannot deny that the Super Mario franchise is just a masterpiece. There's tons of games. It's released stuff like Super Mario Party, Super Mario versus Sonic, or whatever. And again, I don't think you can downright deny that Super Mario, as a franchise as a whole, is just top tier. Absolutely top tier. Zelda, again, I've only played Breath of the Wild a little bit, but I know as a franchise, and I've played a little bit of Link to the Past. Yeah, there's a reason why people love the Zelda games. I'm more of a Final Fantasy guy, but I know that Zelda is popular for a reason. And Metroid, again, popular franchise, but I've never played it. But it's in my list. I've played a little bit of Super Metroid, but I haven't gone through the entirety of the game. Dark Souls. Again, some of these I'll be quick about, but again, understand my position of if I've played a little tiny bit of it. Yeah, I'll put it somewhere. Dark Souls, to me, masterpiece. I love Dark Souls 1, 2, 3. If we're counting other Souls games in that, like Bloodborne, Elden Ring, masterpiece, downright just unbelievable. Final Fantasy, for me, my favorite franchise of all time. you've here's the thing. As a franchise, it's the one of the best. I know there's a few games in that franchise that people don't really like, but here's the thing. For Final Fantasy VII alone, with all its marvelous, you got like stuff like the Buster Sword, which has become an iconic in gaming history. You've got characters like Kefka, Cloud, Sephiroth, all those who have been pushed up to legendary video game icons. Kefka, who destroyed the world. Sephiroth, who is just one of those villains that you love. And again, there's so much. I would love to go through all my reasoning for Final Fantasy being a masterpiece, but I'm not going to go into it. Dragon Quest, never. I played a little bit, but I've never been interested. Quake, I played the original one. I loved it, but until I get a chance to play like 2, 3, 4, it's good. Again, please don't hate me on it. It's my opinion. Obviously, it'll be different from everyone else's. Counter-Strike, I've played it. It's good fun, but again, there's just a lot of. It can also be a toxic game. I think there's a many franchises with a toxic community. So you know what? I'm gonna put it in mid. I think it's fine. It's not bad. It's not. I don't think it's good, but I may have to play a little bit more of it to just get out of the way with. Team Fortress, never played it, and I don't think I ever will, to be fair. Half-Life, very good, in my opinion. It's an iconic franchise, even though there's not many that they haven't gotten around to making 3. Valve, I know you hate the number 3 for some reason, but yeah, if you created a third one, I'd probably buy the second one and play through it, and then consider about playing 3. Portal, again, very good franchise. I've only played the one game, but I know it's a lot of fun, especially with the whole mechanic of the Portal system. It's just so much fun. In fact, I'll just put it down to good for now. I haven't played the second one, but it's good. Sonic, again, a masterpiece franchise. And again, with its 2 movies out, you can't really say that it's a bad franchise. So they've made 2 good Sonic films. Unfortunately, Super Mario has just released one of the better films, to be fair. Yeah, because I've not played. I know, actually, I tell a lie. I played one, and not all the way through, but I know the Yakuza games are just so much fun. I've watched a lot of people play them. It's so much fun. I need to go through it 0 at some point, but yeah. Super Smash Bros. Again, fantastic franchise. It's popular enough to be in very good. Well, it could be masterpiece. Again, I don't play it as often as everyone else, but again, it's fantastic. It's fun. It's fun. Super Mario Bros., especially Ultimate, had the biggest roster of all the Super Smash games. Right, I'm going to ignore half of these. Pokemon. If you ask somebody if they know what Pokemon is or have they ever heard the word Pokemon, you are 99.999% guaranteed that they'll say yes. And that's how popular it is. You just have to see a Pokemon. And it's popular. Mega Man. I think it's an amazing masterpiece of a series. Metal Slug. Never played it, but you know what? Yeah. Last of Us. I think it's very good. I wouldn't say it's a masterpiece just because people like obvious. Here's the thing. With The Last of Us, especially 1 and 2, different like stuff. Last of Us 2 has a lot of controversy behind it. Obviously, everyone knows that. But you've got to look at The Last of Us 1 as a game itself as well. That is a masterpiece, but until people decide in tandem whether or not Last of Us 2 is a masterpiece or not great, I'm putting in very good. I've seen a bit of the story. I think Last of Us 2 is fine. I don't know other people's reasoning, if they have their reasons why they hate Last of Us 2 and the valid points, let them know down below. Uncharted, I played the first one. I think it was good. I'll need to play through the rest to get a good indication. Crash Bandicoot, I love Crash Bandicoot. I think it's a masterpiece of a franchise. SimCity, SimCity 1, 2, 1000 and 3 were great. The reboot of SimCity, not so great. I'm going to put it in mid. I think SimCity has had a lot of competition over the years, especially with City Skyline, Anno, and stuff like that. So, yeah. FIFA, I'm going to say this up right now. I may play the game, but I think it's horrible as hell. The servers are just absolute trash half the time. The referees are biased, super biased if you play on the highest difficulty. I will be brutally honest with FIFA here. Not only that is it, but its Ultimate Team is the main go-to money-making machine. And a lot of people fall for it. And unfortunately, that's going to be the case. Because people love football / soccer, depending where you are. And yeah. Again, I love playing FIFA, but I also hate playing it because it just aggravates the shit out of me. Especially when you see referees give a penalty for, like, breathing on your opposition player. So, yeah. It's fun, but it's also very horrible. International Superstar Soccer, or PES in this case. You know what? There's not really any good competition for FIFA. They're both equally as bad, in my opinion. Age of Empires, a very good series. Not very good. Good series in itself. Unfortunately, Need for Speed, I'm going to have to say bad, because over the years there's been games where it's just been meh. Yeah. A lot of people love Underground series, Most Wanted. Carbon was the last Need for Speed I bought. No, actually, Hot Pursuit wasn't bad either, but again, as a franchise itself, it's not too bad. So, yeah, I think that's where... Yeah, sorry about that noise, everyone. Somebody rattling bags. So, yeah. But again, Need for Speed, not great. Batman... you know what? The Arkham series was very good to me. I think it was very nice. The Injustice... You know what? I enjoy it. I wish they created a third one. Never played these. Gran Turismo, I think, is a legendary series. I think it beats Forza for me just a little bit. Shadow of the Colossus. See, they placed all three of them in one bracket, so I can't really see it. Let's have a look. So I'm going to skip through most of the rest of these just because I don't want to make the video too long. But here's the thing. I think I'm going to start with Gears of War. I think it's a good series. Between good and very good, its goriness is what really made me love it in the first place. Spyro, I think, is a masterpiece of a franchise. If you grew up with gaming, especially with PS1, it's one of the best fun little games out there. Guitar Hero, again, for me, I think is a good series. They did it dirty with Guitar Hero Live, but if they released a new one and not have it like that live kind of service, I think it would be fine. Right. I know a lot of people love Warcraft, but I'm probably never gonna play it. Metal Gear Solid, I think, is a legendary franchise. It's just up there. It's memed to death. You've got a lot of fantastic games in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know a lot of people don't. There's people that don't like 4, but when you have spoilers, Metal Gear Rex versus Metal Gear Ray. When I played 4 and I seen that moment, I got to play as Rex. There was a bit of a moment that Metal Gear Solid 4 might have been my favourite Metal Gear just for that little moment. But again, Metal Gear Rex and Metal Gear Ray just sets 4 up, to be fair. Left 4 Dead, I love Left 4 Dead. The problem is, I've never got to a third one again. Valve. Rainbow Six, yeah, it's a decent franchise. I see it's good. I haven't played it in a while. I'll put it in the middle of Call of Duty and Battlefield. But again, it's half these rankings are not based on anything. I just like them. Assassin's Creed, I played the Ezio storyline, and Altair. Yeah, it's good. But I've never played the rest of them after that, because I think after so many versions of that game, I think you kind of just get bored. I mean, I know they change stuff up, but you got to keep things more fresh than you think. Too many open sandbox games as well can kind of kill your mood. Right. Kingdom Hearts. For me, very good. You're all going to disagree. I know that for a certain, but you, I'm having Kingdom Hearts up there. I love it. You know what? Yeah, screw it. I don't care. I don't care what all you say. Kingdom Hearts is up here, right? It's a game that I hold passionately to my heart, and I can't wait until 4. You can say whatever you like in the comments, but guess what? I don't care. Madden NFL. I've played a bit. Again, wrestling. You know what? Good. The reason why I put wrestling up here and not like Madden or NBA is because I will actually spend time in this game. I will spend more time playing these games than these, because all the more reason is that you can create custom wrestlers, and it's just something I've been getting into of late, like wrestling in general. Armor, again, I played it. It's alright. It's not bad. Again, I'm going to skip a lot of these games just because I want to not have a time strain on this video. Budokai Tenkaichi. I'm sorry, this has to go in a masterpiece. The fact that there's a new Budokai Tenkaichi coming out is... Oh, also, by the way, Budokai as well. Up there. Dragon Ball Z, Budokai Tenkaichi, and Budokai are some of the best fun I've ever had, especially in Tenkaichi. Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm. I played 4, and it's, in my opinion, very good. It reacts, well, it does a lot of the effects. The battle system is fun. Yeah. Let's have a look, see what other games. Obviously, Tekken is going to be up here with Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. It's a legendary franchise, in my opinion. Star Fox, again, fantastic franchise. But it's not... I don't think there's been that many releases, I'll put it there. As a franchise, Tetris, definitely up there. definitely up there. If you think that's not up there, then you're crazy, to be fair. Silent Hill, I've only played the one, but I know they're terrifying as hell for a reason. Very good. Dino Crisis, again. The problem is, I've only played 1 and 2. I've never played 3, and I do not want to because I know how terrible that game will be. So yeah, that's going to be in very... did I put in good? No, I'll put it in the bottom spectrum of very good. Dino Crisis needs a new game or a remake or something. Perfect Dark, brilliant. Brilliant game. I would say in very good. So, okay, we're coming into some really big territory here. And I might have to separate this into 2 separate videos because I've got food to eat. But let's have a look. Worms. You know how many times I've made people angry just by targeting them? I'm having Worms up there. I love Worms to bits. Star Wars Battlefront. Its terrible start with 2 a few years ago. Microtransactions. The reason why I'm putting it good. It's fun. But I'm going to also consider the original 2 Battlefront games. So it's going to be in the middle. The original Battlefront 1 and 2 were fantastic games. But again, the remakes, reboots, made it what it was at the current moment. Jak and Daxter, very good, bordering on the line of masterpiece. Let's have a look. Again, I'm going through the Digimon Rumble Arena. I had so much fun playing this. I'm going to say it good. They were just good, fun games. Dragon Ball Z, what game is that? Is that Ultimate Battle 22? I can't tell. But if that's Ultimate Battle 22, I would put that in good. I don't care what anyone says. Command and Conquer. You know what? Before they released Command and Conquer 4, the entire Command and Conquer genre was fantastic. The biggest problem is EA killed it. Like, just straight up murdered it. And I've only played Disgaea 5, but I think it was good. I think it's a good franchise. Monster Hunter, I have tons of fun. I wouldn't say it's a masterpiece, but it's very good. It's fun just to kill monsters out of nowhere. Legacy of Goku, I've not played the Legacy of Goku games, but I know people rate them. I want to get out of my way, Valkyria. Legacy of Goku, on my wish list to play. Raging Blast, it's not as good as Budokai Tenkaichi or anything like that, but it's very good. And again, if you're watching this video and disagree, that's fine. Just don't leave any hate comments saying, oh, you put this in bad or whatever. Again, it's my honest opinion. Well, I think the franchises are in the current state. And obviously not in just the current state, but in overall. Xenoverse, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, good. I would say good. You know what? I've had plenty of fun in the Xenoverse games. There's no denying. Never played Watch Dogs much. Dishonored, I want to get around to playing Bravely Default, so that'd be in that list. SOCOM was one of those games that I heard about a lot back then. Diablo, I'm not too certain how I feel about Diablo. I think they're good. I think they're on the good, very good line. The Forest, you know what? I want to put that up in my list, but I can't just yet. I haven't played the Sons of the Forest, and I want to play it. I'm not touching Undertale with a fucking 6-inch barge pole because I know how toxic that community can be. I've seen what that community can be like. I know, again, there'll be a lot of people that are fun and welcoming people in that series, but got no chance. Shovel Knight. You know what? I'm putting Shovel Knight in here. It's good. It's fun. But I think that's going to be it for this video. If I get around to updating this in the future, I will. But again, masterpiece games for a reason. Very good. Again, half of my reasoning is not going to fly well with people. But again, I hope you know that my reasoning was trying to be as non-biased as possible. I've played Animal Crossing. I think it's fun. Nope, not Manhunter, you idiot. Where was it? Animal Crossing. You know what? I think it's good. Bordering on very good. And yeah. I think that's going to be it. Again, there's a lot of games I haven't played on that list or won't get around to. Again, the only horrible games or bad is Need for Speed, FIFA, and International Soccer Pro or PES, in my opinion. But again, I think this list speaks for itself on what I think as gaming franchises. Again, masterpieces. If you deny for a second that half of these games up here are not masterpieces, then you need to play them yourself. If you've never played them and you're just trash talking these, you don't have an opinion. I'm sorry, but you don't have an opinion if you have never touched a video game or that video game franchise. I mean, if you look at Kingdom Hearts and go, it's Disney, I'm not much of a Disney fan, then fine. But just don't hate on a game franchise or a game itself if you've never played it. That's why half of these I'm not putting up here. Again, PES, FIFA, I'm not big fans of. But again, I'll still play them. But apart from that, I think that's where we're going to leave that for the day. Let me know down below on the YouTube channel what you thought. No hate, or I'll just ignore you, to be fair, because, to be fair, you're just helping my video if you comment, right? So yeah. But thank you all for watching this video, and I'll hopefully see you next time.